So now that we have arrived similarity and difference in an experiential sense, the next thing is the thing that erases boundaries is relatability. If you relate to somebody, there is something that is the same. It's not different, right? So this whole fucking thing, people happening across variation, there is a lot of fucking difference. So on like a giant mass scale, there can be one. What can we relate with? Okay, everything is different. The one thing we can relate, absolutely relate, is the act of observation. You know, what's being observed is very different for everybody, right? Hello, I'm looking at my fucking phone and talking, and you're probably looking through this, through a fucking screen. And that's just a baseline difference. There's so much more, right? But hey, we can all agree the act of observation is the most common. It's the one among many. So, relatability on a grand fucking scale cannot be established through difference. It only has to be active observation. It cannot be country. It can no, 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 no. All of that is fucking difference. No. That being said, cannot disacknowledge reality, right? Like there's still difference, and right. So look at how, oh, fuck, how do I speak about this, man? Fuck. 1 second. Fuck. Okay. Notice what happens when you relate to people and when you don't relate to people. Right now, from the ultra grand, we go down to embodied being here. You have all sorts of relationships in your lives, and the relations keep morphing, right? You form reference points together, and through forming those reference points, you're able to relate. You can understand something. Time spent with each other is very important. So if you notice, there are different. I am noticing. The fundamental experience you've had as a person, like the most sensible reduction, the most groundbreaking consciousness transforming experiences you've had, the more you share, the more you relate. The less you share, the less you relate. And you can see it transform as you move across people. and it also transforms by itself with time and variation in experience. Incongruent reference points. Relationships, I think, are built on these things. Relatability. Call it honesty, but it's trying to get to like that point of relatability, openness, no boundary resolution, no boundary existence. And the observer is still king, it's still king. It's the only thing you can relate with. But yeah, the rest of the variation, the more it sort of combines, the more you can relate. So, then the trip of life to blur boundaries becomes experienced observing variation in such a way that gives you the most. So, anthropology has this thing in like their participant observation shit. Is that do you go there and live in other communities by giving a thick description, or do you become it and speak from it, right? But what's the purpose of participant observation? So then, like, the trip becomes, in order to understand, like, most people, the trip becomes like observing and experiencing variation across fundamentals. That life lived can pull it together in a much better way. It Because it's simply the place from where it speaks. Maybe I should start a podcast, dude. Yeah, I've heard it quite often. Pops up, speaks. Hey, podcast. Huh? Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Not a bad idea. क्या कर रहे हैं यार अपन इधर लौड़ा लसन बेंचर. It's okay. Let's come together, man. Let's just fucking come together. Fuck. Yeah. The whole fucking world. What a beautiful set. Similarity and difference.